Guess who's back?
Hey, we're back.
They wanted that dramatic entrance in. But welcome back to Dubois Dialogues. Today we are doing our President's Edition. If you want to introduce yourselves.
Hi guys, I'm Zion. I'm the VP.
Hi, my name is Sammy, and I'm the president.
Okay, so today, how are you guys today, by the way?
I'm so good.
I'm here.
So today's episode, we're just going to talk about how it is navigating GMC. You guys are juniors, so you've been here for a minute now.
Yeah.
Okay, and we just are for like the freshmen or like people who are coming in next year. Just want to know like how JMC is like, if they're considering JMC, what it's like living here, being in a residential, classes, things like that.
Okay.
So who wants to talk about the classes?
I feel like you should take it. You're double majoring.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm double majoring in social relations and policy, as well as political theory and constitutional democracy. Love saying that every time. But yeah, I guess to just talk about the classes.
Yeah, you could. How are like the classes like structured, like in your major?
Okay. So because all three of us also are in SRP, I'll talk about my political theory, constitutional democracy classes. So PGCD really focuses on the why and like the foundations behind governments, and just the constitutions essentially. It's like really much PTCD focused. So in one of our classes that I did for my study abroad, we talked about Machiavelli and just like the foundations of Rome. So we had to read the Republic of Rome. We had to read Machiavelli's Discourse, just a bunch of books that essentially talk about the beginning of this foundation, why it is doing it this way, and what the outcome has led to, and things like that.
How are they, so like, you don't have to name the teachers, but like, how are certain teachers' classes like structured? Like, do you do like, I know a lot of classes do like mock debates and like, obviously readings, but like ever like going over them in class and things like that?
Yeah, so this might give it away, I'm taking Professor Cash's class again. I took his class last semester. This is like my third or fourth time taking Professor Cash, so if that gives away who my favorite is. But one thing that he does in class, like last year we were covering the Constitution, ratification debate of 1788, so we did a mock constitutional convention in a class, and we all got to be a delegate and like write a little speech. That was so fun. He actually wore a powdered wig with the ball cap, best day ever. There's a picture somewhere, but yeah, that's definitely my favorite part.
Cool. So
That's
cool
cool.
about SRP.
Yes, Omar, I would love to. I think it's the best major, but we'll get into that later. SRP is pretty much like the people side of PTCD. So it's thinking about like, okay, there are these big systems that are in place in American government specifically, and like how do those like systems, laws, policies affect like the actual people on the ground. So there's classes that you can take like social movements. I'm in civil rights movements right now, and we're talking about like different civil rights movements that are that have taken place throughout American history and current day, and like what they look like, how they created change, things like that. And I also have a favorite, Professor Harrison. I've taken her in class twice now, and I wish I could take her again, but she's leaving soon. So yeah, but we will miss you.
Yes.
But every time I take her class, she starts the class with like open discussion about like things that are happening in real life, not in real life, but like, you know, in the world right now that affect our civil liberties. And she did that in my first class with her, which was like the intro into social theory and social relations. Amazing class.
Such a good
And so like in that class, it was around the time that the election happened, so we were talking about like how that was like the politics behind it, and stuff like that. So it was really interesting to like hear the theories and like why people do certain things. And yes, I love the classes, and because we're in JMC, all the classes are like 20 people maybe, and like once you pick your major, those same people will be in most of your classes. So it like that also helps with the like familiarity of like feeling comfortable in your classes to talk about these like hard things.
Yeah, because we've had like 3 or 4 classes together.
Yeah.
So far, yeah. So, and we're all SRP again. Yeah.
Yes.
Literally.
SRP. So sorry.
We winning.
Literally.
So with those classes, obviously it comes a lot of workload. So for you guys in your majors, what does that look like?
For SRP specifically, it's like a lot of reading, but also like a lot of movies too, like random like documentaries and stuff. We watch Selma. I'm watching a PBS documentary right now. And then just like a lot of readings about history, things that like actually are kind of interesting. We're talking about like the women who were in the civil rights movement and like why people that you wouldn't have heard of in just like broader American history and why that is, which is kind of cool. Theo Harris, shout out you. But yeah.
Not the shout out. Okay, so
Shout out you.
Yeah, shout out you. Great book. And yeah, so that was actually like really interesting because I learned about like Gloria Richardson, and like a lot of people who were with like in the movement aside from like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King.
So PTCD, completely opposite, completely different. I've mentioned like Plato, Aristotle. That's like some of the readings we had to read. In my 370 right now, we're reading John Rousseau, and we're covering like his social contract. And the thing I've taken away from that book is the idea of virtue, and just like give a summary. Over my study abroad in Italy. I've been on 2 study abroads, y'all. So sorry.
Lucky you.
Dream, right?
Hey, so sorry. What can I say?
What can I say?
But in Italy, I learned about what Machiavelli's definition of virtue is, and like just kind of sum it up, virtue is power, and just different ways that you go about getting it, based about how it was in the Roman Republic at that time, glory, virtue, things like that is what you learn in PTCD. John Rousseau's version of virtue is completely different than what Machiavelli's version is, so it was really interesting to compare those two and find out why they were like doing this, and like why these two strong philosophers are comparing these two types of virtue when it's crazy how you have many different definitions of just one simple thing. But I think that's the beauty behind PTCD and reading all of these old classical thinkers, just finding out what they were thinking and the reasoning behind the why, just really the why.
With everything that we've been learning in JMC, which is a lot, I find myself not being able to separate what I learned in class versus like going out into the world and like actually doing stuff. So pertaining to Dubois, how does like the things that you've learned in class kind of help you shape like how you want Dubois to go, or like what ideas you bring to Dubois?
Okay, so I think for me, because I've always been kind of like people focused, and that's another reason why I chose SRP, because I want to get into like the reasonings behind like why people do things they do, like why people vote the way they do, why people like collaborate the way they do. I think I've kind of taken some of the like social theory that I've learned in my classes into like coalition building and like collaboration, and how I approach like my leadership style. Like as vice president, I kind of am more like collaborative. Like I want to hear what everyone has to say. I want to get to the why behind why people like think the way they do, and then from there we can like go out and like find other people within the college and within like the larger university and see like how we can all build together.
It's hard to follow up after that. So sorry. This is why like best VP ever. Okay.
Keep going.
No, you're amazing. Like truly don't know what I would do without you. Like we're like this. So sorry, but to echo literally everything Zion said, yes, definitely for SRP, like helping with the people aspect. When looking at for PTCD for me, I'm gonna talk about Italy again. I can never stop talking about Italy.
Making us jealous.
So sorry.
Literally.
I was in Florence, Rome, Venice. Okay. Anywho, what I learned from that I've like applied to Du Bois and just leadership in life in general is truly the why, as confusing as that sounds. So like, for example, why are we doing these events, and maybe why did this e-board member decide this way, and how can we help to make it more cohesive, and just live in harmony, but making it where everyone is having enough resources And I think kind of going back to that like glory and dignitas, if you're in PTCD, you'll know what I'm talking about. I just think that we all are working towards our own glory and dignitas, and by working together to lift one another up and just continue to inspire one another is really what the world should be about, and that is what PTCD has taught me. Heavily inspired by SRP, of course, but yeah, just that aspect.
So like, obviously with this knowledge, but like not applying it to Dubois, how does this help? Like, how does JMC help your future like decision of like your career? Like, I know college, that's what college is supposed to do, but sometimes a lot of people leave college not knowing what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
So, or doing stuff like even outside of your degree. So it's kind of like, how did JMC like influence you into thinking about what you want for your future?
Okay, so I will plug JMC a little bit. I think that they're really good at like career readiness, or like helping you like think about what you want to do post grad. So I just went to a Yale Law School talk they had, because I am thinking about law school, or not thinking about, I know I want to do law school. So I'm like getting prepared for that, taking the LSAT, whatever. And then I also went on the JMC career exposure trip, which was to Chicago this past summer.
If you're thinking about going, definitely go.
Yes, definitely go. It was amazing. It was like 6 days in the city. We talked to a lot of JMC alum. We did like a dinner. We toured Chicago, which such a beautiful city. Like, I think I want to move there when I graduate. And so I think JMC specifically has helped me like narrow down what type of law I want to get into, which is civil rights law, and like again helping people, because there's a system in place that like PTCD like makes you realize, but like how the system is affecting everyday people is what SRP kind of focuses on, and it's not a fair system, it's not a just system, and I don't think that people should have to like rely on a system that was never meant for helping the people, you know, especially people of color, especially in this time. So I think that that's kind of, and then the college, like what the university is doing with diversity, with stuff like that, like it's definitely made me realize that civil rights are like in jeopardy now more than ever. And so I think that's also helped me decide like, okay, civil rights is definitely the goal, and law school, being a lawyer, helping others.
For me, I want to run for office one day. Hopefully, thank you. Eventually, maybe governor of Michigan, and then further down the line, president of the United States.
Yes, Sammy.
Thank you. But I've just always had this passion and love for helping people, and I've always wanted to live in a world where everyone is living a life of luxury. Everyone is living their version of an American dream, not the white man's American dream. An American dream, okay? An American dream where everyone is accounted for and heard and represented, and that is a place that I've always wanted to fight for and fight to have that space. And I definitely think going into PCCD was definitely scary at first because of just the, I wouldn't say like biases behind it, but just like the ideology of who necessarily is already in that major, and just going into that space. Being born Black and waking up Black, you already have a target on your back every day. So it's just trying to navigate that in life and knowing that you have a bigger purpose, and PTCD has shown me that these thinkers, while they might not have necessarily thought about my people or the thing that I am going through at this current time, they still thought about the basics and the principles. And I think that's what really matters, is just the basics and the principles, to then transpire that and hopefully make it a world where we actually want to live and everyone doesn't have to fear for their First Amendment rights and so many other things.
Yes, changing the world.
Okay.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
So like, that was good, by the way. So good, guys. Thank you for helping me with my career.
Yes.
See,
we're uplifting one another.
Yes.
Going into the more social aspect, which was a good transition. So like, JMC, we all know, is a very predominantly white institution. We know MSU is, so obviously why wouldn't JMC? So navigating that, like, what does that look like for you guys? How do you find people like these, like Dubois? How do you find just like people outside of Dubois who like look like you, have the same ideas as you? Because outside of just being a minority in JMC, it's also like people who share the same political stance as you. That also seems a little bit iffy. I don't know if we're the minority, but it does seem iffy. You have those people in class that are just very out there. I'm trying to say it without saying it, but like, you feel me?
They're loud and proud.
Literally. So like, how does that look? How do you navigate that? Like, what things have transpired? Like, how have you overcome that those experiences?
I could say for me, like, I'm a AAAS minor, possible double major soon. We'll see. Yes. So I think AAAS is African American and African Studies. And so like that's definitely helped me find like my people. The faculty over there is amazing. If you go to MSU, you should take one AAAS class at least within your 4 years or however many years you're here, because the faculty really cares. I was sick one year and the teacher, she literally sent me like tea recipes so I could like tell me feel better, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And so yeah, the faculty is amazing. The people, the students are amazing. They make it a safe space for you to like come and be your authentic self. So I think that was really helpful to like get out of this predominantly white space and go into a space where like everyone looks like you and they like want you to succeed. JMC also like wants you to succeed, but it's different. Like it doesn't feel the same because it's not coming from people who look like you. Like it's the representation, I think, that like makes it deeper. As far as like the college, you just gotta get out your room. I'm not gonna lie, like when I lived in Case, Miss Case, but like when you live in Case, like your classes are in Case, the dining hall is in Case, Sparty's is in Case, like you just can get up, roll out of bed, and go to class, and then go back to your bed, which is cool, like in theory. But like in practice, you need to get out and like meet people. So leave Case, go to some games, take other classes, like find people, come to Dubois. We're here, we are in Case. So stay in Case for us.
Yes.
But leave Case for everything else. But we're here on the 3rd floor, room 330. So you can come sit in here. Someone's usually here. We have a pool table, couch, TV. I think we're pretty fun. I don't know, it might just be me, but
no, I think we should do a room tour soon, low key.
We should. Ooh.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
But yeah, I think you just need to like get out and find people who, like, who seem approachable, and it's always hard. But taking classes with the same people over and over, like that'll build some rapport, or like going to clubs like Dubois, like getting those connections. I know for me, like when I had, I'm talking a lot. When I had a like an incident in class that was like not the best with a professor, I know that because SRP is like predominantly women and like people of color in the majors or like in the classes. So I'm like in the class, a lot of people like had my back that you wouldn't like think would have my back, and it was really cool to see like how people were like willing to be like, hey, like what she did was not cool, but like we're here for you, like we have your back, we can help you, like if you want to talk, we're here, blah blah blah. So like that was also really empowering. So like knowing, to make it mean something, knowing that there are people in JMC who will have your back is one thing, but also going outside and declaring a minor or taking other classes and finding that professor that you really like click with will also help you like not feel as alone in this big campus, 1, and predominantly white space for 2. Yeah.
Literally, like pretty much exactly the same thing Zion said. I was like trying to think, okay, what has my experience been like? And then I thought back to freshman year. So
What a time.
What a time. What a time. I will say, when your parents tell you and when people tell you that in life you really are going to go through the wildest and see the wildest and craziest things in your 4 years of college, I didn't believe anyone when they first told me that. And then I got here.
Unless you have something crazy, bro.
Yeah. And if you know, you know what I went through freshman year.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. So that just goes to show that you're gonna have experiences. There's gonna be moments in life where you're like, do I really belong in this place? Is this the space for me? And that's like a really hard thing to go through, and especially for a space that's not even designed for you, where you have to make your own space, and even that space comes under attack, but that's another discussion. It's just, freak, I forgot where I was going. So sorry, y'all.
Okay.
But yeah, you come to find that space, and you realize that there are people here for you. There we go, I found it, so sorry. That there are people here for you, like, no matter what I was going through freshman year, I know I had my people. I know I had people in Dubois. I had people in my other orgs. I had faculty members who were supporting me and behind me and just saying, hey, you belong here. Don't let this run you out. You know what you're stronger than, and you can be here. And that really meant a lot. And I'm here now.
Yes.
I'm still standing. Sorry.
I'm still here.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
You also get a lot of that.
literally, yes. And like to end it off, I'll just say for any of you haters out there, you better lay low.
You but little word to Whitney.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Next question.
Oh my goodness.
We're a week and a half.
Ooh, and a half. Yes.
Little disclaimer, it's we're like filming, it's a day. And
Yeah.
this is like you get the raw realness
Raw
of
and
us.
uncut.
Literally. We're a fun bunch.
I think we're fun.
We are. Why you should come to our events. Okay, I'm sorry. This
Quick
is Mackenzie
plug.
Show.
Quick.
I'm Sammy.
I'm Zion.
I'm Mackenzie.
This is Dubois Dialogues.
Woo!
Bye. Let's get out of here.
They forced me to do that. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you had a good time and learned something about JMC. Quick plug, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We are on Twitter, okay? We have to stay educated. Yes. At MSU Dubois, okay? That's literally us under everything. I think on TikTok it's the W.E.B. Dubois Society. I don't know why I did that. My apologies. Follow it, please, and thank you. And our podcast, since it's new baby podcast, we will be coming out every week this month, October. So stay on task, tune in, don't fall behind the episodes, okay? You'll miss a lot. Anyway, have a good month. Spooky month. Bye.